Hey Paranormies, it's Jen and you're back on the light side of the paranormal. I am so excited for today's video. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the Wendigo. Or Wendigo, or Wendigo. There is, I think, almost or over 100 different names for this being. But it's all the same terrifying creature from Canadian First Nations folklore. Now, the reason why I'm so excited to make this video is because I actually live about 30 minutes away from a known Wendigo location. It's called Devil's Canyon, and it can only be accessed in the winter via snowmobile. How Canadian is that? There's even a plaque there describing how early inhabitants used the area for vision quests, and it's said that the spirits are very strong there. But it also says that early pioneers are known to have stayed clear of the area for reasons related to the Wendigo. So today, I'm gonna jump on my snowmobile and I'm gonna take you guys with me and we're gonna go check it out. But first, before we head over there, let's go over some of the folklore. So the Wendigo is a supernatural being belonging to the spiritual traditions of the Algonquian-speaking First Nations in North America. The creature is said to be a monster with human-like features that feeds on human flesh and targets the weak and socially disconnected. It can possess you and make you one of its own if you've been weakened by hunger or extreme cold. You can also turn into a Wendigo on your own if you are overcome by greed and only think of yourself rather than the greater good of the community. There are many different variations on what this creature looks like. Some say it gets larger with everything it eats so as to never satiate its hunger and always being ravenous. Others say it's as tall as the trees and so thin that you can see its skeleton through its skin. It has been described as having hollow, red, glowing eyes, being completely lipless, having very sharp, pointed teeth, sometimes having antlers or pointed ears, and emitting a foul odor with its presence. It is also known to be supernaturally strong and never tire, making it impossible to escape its pursuit of you once it begins stalking you. They're also known to be able to walk through very deep snow without sinking and walk across bodies of water. The Wendigo can, however, be destroyed. Some say a firearm might work, but it is more widely known that its icy heart must be cut from its body and burned in a fire. In some practices, a First Nation shaman can perform a spell and ceremony to remove the evil presence. In the 20th century, a psychosis was actually named after the monster, and the term Wendigo found its way into the Western medical vocabulary. This term was given to somebody who possessed the uncontrollable and unnatural desire for cannibalism. Scary stuff, right? So where did this legend come from? Well, being exposed to the harsh and cold winters surrounding the Great Lakes meant that human survival often depended on communal cooperations and the sharing of food and resources. Any individual who refused to share these resources was deemed a monster. And if you decided to be greedy and take your possessions and food and go off on your own, you then became vulnerable to the Wendigo. This left most people wanting to stay close-knit during the cold winter months. And this legend was also used to try and discourage people from turning to cannibalism when supplies ran low and desperation struck. The Wendigos are said to be cursed to walk the land forever, trying to satiate that hunger, but it never being able to achieve that. Now, I found mixed reviews on this next thing I'm going to talk about, but I was always under the impression that saying the word or writing it was big no-no. But while I was researching it, it was hard to find much information on this, but I did find two sources out of a lot of different sources that said that yes, it is believed that you are not supposed to speak its name, that saying the word gives off a vibration that makes your aura stand out to the Wendigo and you become targeted by them. I also asked my good friend Sarah about this. You guys remember Sarah from Which Way Glasgow. She's been in a lot of our other videos, and she agreed very much that you are not supposed to speak or write its name, and she was very uncomfortable that I was doing that. But I guess after filming this video, I've pretty much screwed myself. So there was actually a movie made last year that I loved, and it was centered around the Wendigo. It was called Antlers. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly suggest going to watch it, especially if you're a horror fan. Its depiction of the Wendigo is amazing and terrifying, although it's not actually accurate because most of the time the Wendigo is not seen as having a horse or deer face skeleton with antlers. That's kind of something that's been adapted by Hollywood, and it is terrifying. So a lot of places just run with that as being the imagery associated with the Wendigo. So it's not exactly accurate with that, and some of the lore is a little off, but it is an amazing movie and I highly suggest watching it. It's very terrifying. But I've always said that First Nations folklore is something that I really believe in. There's a lot rooted in these legends, and maybe because I grew up next to a reservation, First Nations was very prominent in my life, and I've always been so scared of a lot of the folklore. So this is gonna be fun. Yeah, let's just go. My snow machine is ready. So now that we know about the monster, let's go visit its home. Come on. Okay guys, so we made it. We are finally here. And Gavin is with me. Came here together. I think I was off a little bit. How long do you think that was?
To get here?
Yeah.
About half an hour.
Okay, maybe it was about half an hour. So we're about that. Half an hour straight into the forest. We could only get here on our snow machines, and here we are. This is Devil's Canyon. So there is a huge cliff area over here. So this is the area here. It's just this little turnaround and then the cliff that drops down here. But this is the sign, which they just had to remake and put up because somebody stole it a few days ago. Stole the old one. It looked exactly like this, but I don't know, I feel like stealing that might have been some bad juju. I wouldn't do that. Why would you do that? So we were going to bring the spirit box and do a spirit box session, and I know it might be disappointing to you guys that we decided not to do that because I don't want to mess with this stuff. I'm not even going to say the name of he who must not be named. I'm not even going to say it while I'm here. I would love to do a spirit box session. I'm so curious, but we know what curiosity did to the cat, and what? I don't want to mess with that stuff. Like I said earlier, I very much trust in the legends and folklore of the First Nations, so I'm not going to be messing with that. But I will read to you what it says on the sign. This unique geomorphological feature was carved by the waters of the receding glaciers approximately 10,000 years ago. Significant glacial advances and melting events created this indentation, but there's more to the story. The earliest known inhabitants of the area used this as a vision quest location, and the spirits were known to be strong here. It was known to be one of the homes of the Wendigo, a half-beast creature appearing in the legends of the Algonquian-speaking people of the area. The creature or spirit could either possess characteristics of a human or a monster that had physically transformed from a person. It is particularly associated with cannibalism. Those who indulged in eating human flesh were at particular risk. The legend appears to have reinforced the taboo against the practice of cannibalism. It's often described in Algonquian mythology as a balance of nature. Early pioneers are known to have stayed clear of the area. There's a reason for that.
I think that like the view of the forest is very creepy. Just like
It is.
the background.
I'll show you guys. There is something very ominous here.
Eerie.
Yeah, it is. It is really eerie. And I don't know if we'd feel that way if we didn't know about the history of the location or not. But it did say that spirits are thought to be, what was the term they used? Like prevalent in this canyon. Something about over here. Were you whistling?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
Don't fall down the cliff. I don't want to be doing that.
It'll take a lot of effort to climb that.
Oh my God, it'd be so hard getting back up. You guys don't even understand how deep the snow is. So the thought of like the you-know-who being able to run on really... Did you hear that? Like a tree branch broke over here. The thought of the you-know-who being able to run on top of this really deep snow is kind of terrifying because you wouldn't stand a chance. Ew, don't touch it! What is that?
Just like moss grass or something. Yeah, there's little pine cones on it. It does look like fur.
Bigfoot fur. The wind has died down a little bit. I have the dead cat on, so sorry if you hear... Oh, as soon as I said that.
Sounds cool, eh, with all the trees moving. Try and get a shot of the trees moving.
And there's like nobody around at all. Like it wasn't even that windy, and the second we pulled in here and pulled out the camera, so windy. Okay, let's just be quiet and listen for a sec. I might pick things up on it. I might pick things up on the mic that we aren't hearing.
Hello!
Ew, did you hear that? The like cracking, creakling of a tree. That was so creepy. Yeah, like, welcome to Canada, folks. Gavin, you look like a Sasquatch. Some footprints heading into the forest. Let us know down in the comment section if you saw or heard anything that we didn't. And have you ever heard of the... And did I leave out or miss any part of the folklore? Let me know down below. Well, that's it for us today, guys. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give that like button a little boop. It helps us out so much. It's one click, it goes a long way, and we really appreciate it. And if you aren't following us already on Instagram, please go ahead and follow us at TLS_paranormal. And you can follow Alice and myself on our personal pages as well, and everything will be linked in the description below. And until next time, keep on creeping on. Bye.
If you like this video, we can do more snowmobiling stuff. You want to see more snowmobile content? Let us know.